Mr. Rituraj Bose. Mr. Rituraj Bose is a quality management consultant with 39 years of experience and started his career with L&T Construction Group in 1985. He is a PMI-certified project management professional who is also qualified in welding, NDT, and Management System Audits. He is a Honorary Secretary General of IIW-India. Mr. Bose will speak on green welding practices to reduce environmental impact. Over to you, sir.
Welding practices to reduce environmental impact. This is my topic today. Before going into detail, so I just want to say a few words about the Indian Institute of Welding. So it's a premier professional institute incorporated in 1966 and formed to foster the development of welding science, technology, and engineering in India, a non-profit organization, and the only responsible society, a member society of the International Institute of India, and with representation in the board of directors, and then member of the governing council of Asian Welding Federation, member of the board of directors, Indian Iron Steel Sectoral Council, etc. And our motto is welding for nation building. Now we are having 14 branches around different pan-India, and we are having around 26 students chapter because our aim is to catch them young. And our national and international presence, just a few. And then I'm going into the topic. So over the last 50 years, there is actually a paradigm change in welding industry. Welding technology has undergone a phenomenal change because of the efforts made in global exchange of information and research. These changes have led to adoption of higher productivity process with consistent quality, safety, improvement of work environment, and have also contributed to raising welding technology to a level where it is today. You have seen the presentation by Mr. Shah just before, and you can understand where we are today. However, our environment is still under severe risk through the welding activities, including global warming. So let us have a look to the main hazards from the welding, which affects most to our environment. Before that, I just want to inform. So as the institute, we don't manufacture anything. It is understandable, but we are having several curriculums for inspectors, engineers, welders, etc. And now we are focusing on our environment also. That's why our last international congress in January this year was on the theme of this green welding only, sustainable and green welding. Now, welding hazards, we must understand, evaluate, and mitigate dangers and hazards arising out of the process and associated tools. And the main hazards due to welding activities are fume and gas. I think this people know this one. The main hazards is fume and gas. And this is when we are welding in normal, conventional way. So this type of gases and fumes are easily visible, and we can also, and you can see the fume particles. I just want to show you. So you can see in this picture, if this round is our hair, and this small one is the weld fume particle. So it is within 0.1 to 10 microns. So when welding is going on, the fumes are generating, that is called welding smoke. And you can understand that how tiny this is, and it is going into our, I can say, lungs and everywhere. So how dangerous this can be. What are the sources? It can be from the parent metal, metallic fumes generated by heating, oxides formed by heat from cutting, surface treatment, chemical cleaning of surfaces, degreasing chemicals, anti-spatter sprays, surface coatings, galvanizing and other metallic coatings, paints, plastic coatings, surrounding airs, formation of ozone, nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, other oxides, depending upon so many things. And then shielding gases, carbon dioxide splits into carbon monoxide, and higher level exposure of inert gas based mixture, and then a lack of oxygen, then continuous leakage of these gases in a covered atmosphere can put welders' life at risk, and consumables, SMAW flux coatings, copper fumes from GMAW wares, welding fluxes. So all these causes for the fumes and gas hazards, and this always affects our environment. This is just a hazard control chart. Maybe you can see it in the website anywhere. So the personal protective equipment by PPE, which generally the welders own or other people are using, that is the least effective things. Then we have above of that administrative control, change the way people work. So you have to teach the people how to work safely. Then engineering control, isolate people from the hazard. So they have to think, they have to design in such a way that the people can be isolated from the hazards, and then substitute. So where it is possible, replace the hazards, and finally most effective is elimination, physically remove the hazard. Then the way forward is green welding or green revolution is the only way. So what is green welding? Welding through environment-friendly processes is called green welding in general. Different welding techniques generate different amounts and kinds of pollutants. So selection of technique has an influence on environmental impact. Two solid-state welding techniques, friction stir welding and magnetic pulse welding, create less pollution because they eliminate the need for fillers or flux and do not produce dangerous fumes. Another solid-state technique, diffusion welding, also eliminates outgassing, but it is impractical for larger jobs. Also, this magnetic pulse welding also is not for the larger jobs. And while talking about arc welding, we should see the possibility to use submerged arc welding to a great extent, through which production will be faster without any or with negligible fume and gas, though the positional constraints are there. That means the submerged arc welding can only be welded in the flat position. That means it is like this only. Now friction stir welding is considered to be the most environment friendly and is a green technology due to its energy efficiency with high performance welding. Indeed, it's a green process that does not emit smokes or other projections and does not produce any noise, as it does not require any preparation of the surface to be welded. It does not involve any prior stripping also. But the constraints are there, but it cannot be used in project sites or something, and it may be only only the laboratory or shop floor base. But wherever possible, we have to try to use this, but this is very costly, of course. Moreover, the main advantage of friction stir welding is that it's a cold welding. More exactly, in a pasty state, the weld is made only by mechanical deformation through friction, and the bonding takes place before the metals going to their respective melting points. Just a small video on friction stir welding.
Friction stir welding. How does it work? Usually during welding, sparks, smoke, and extreme heat are to be expected. Usually. But is there a welding procedure that can operate without all of that? Yes, friction stir welding. But how does it work? Friction stir welding is the optimal process for materials of the future, such as aluminum, copper, and magnesium. It joins the materials without melting. Friction stir welding aims to perfectly join two workpieces. The metals are not melted. Instead, they are stirred. In other words, mixed. In addition to stirring, friction plays an important role. This tool enables the friction. The rotating pin is pressed into the workpiece. Frictional heat is generated through pressure and rotation. Due to the heat, the material becomes deformed, even without reaching the melting point. By moving forward along the welding path, the rotating tool stirs both materials. Thus, a discrete and extremely strong joint is created. With this innovative technology, parts that are fit for the future can be produced. Light, strong, and of high quality. Friction stir welding.
So you can see the friction stir welding and it's not emitting any fumes. Now, comparison of few other gas emitting processes like in a research in Germany, they found that between shielded metal arc welding or manual metal arc welding, with laser arc hybrid welding and gas metal arc welding, so they found that the less fume producing is laser arc hybrid welding, then near second is GMAW. So we can see that SMAW or shielded metal arc welding is with huge fume emitting process. This most important thing, the training through virtual welding simulator. So when we are training, we are give the training to the welders. We are using so many materials, so many electrodes, so many filler metals and gases, and which emits these fumes. But now, if we shift to this welding simulator, virtual reality welding simulators are available nowadays in the market. So then you can save material, you can save consumables, gas, and expert trainers, and finally we can save our environment in a big way. So cost saving, environment saving. So we have to shift to the welding simulator for the training, for the starting of the training. Maybe after your hands are steady and this, then you can go for a final welding with the actual things. But this is a costly affair, of course, but in long run, of course, it will give you the return on investment. And in construction projects, I am really worried that how these challenges can be overcome, because in construction projects nowadays also we are using either shielded metal process, arc welding process, or gas metal arc welding process, or gas tungsten arc welding process in a very big way. So how to overcome the challenge, it is depends upon the further R&D, and how we can use the less emitting processes, because other setups what we have seen is not possible in the project sites. That's the main reason. And conclusion, to make the green welding effective, we have to start training through virtual reality, use proper equipment to extract and utilize fumes and gases as far as possible. That means where you are welding, you have to have fume extractor, and then these fume extractors also filters that fumes. Use submerged arc welding to a great extent. Popularize the use of friction stir welding wherever possible. Research more to invent electrode filler wire gas mixtures which will emit less gas and fumes. Be very conscious about unnecessary damaging the environment, and given a note that cost implications not considered while drafting these presentations. And this is some acknowledgement, and thank you for your patience hearing.
Thank you so much, sir, for illuminating the topic of green welding practices to reduce environmental impact.